Oh, in the frigid tundra north, we found a Pichu frozen solid ice yet again. This is, I think,
Pichu,
I think this is
Seeley
like
did not take that Freezy to the face well.
I think this is like the third or fourth time that we found frozen in something.
That seems to be a running thing. You know, it really makes you wonder the power of these commentaries, because they have the ability to transport us to the most odd and perplexing locations.
Yeah, okay, I messed up that jump a couple times,
Whoops.
so I need to make this platform fall down. Yay.
So just to catch up for Seeley's sake, we're in the icy tundra now.
The Fendrana Drifts, which was right next door to a molten crater, which makes no sense. But we also got our main objective for this game, which is the big plot MacGuffins are called artifacts. We need to find them throughout the entire world, which, considering the original Super Metroid had... Considering when, Metroid 1, you had to get, kill 2 bosses. Super Metroid, you had to kill 4. And now this game, you have to collect 12 some odd things. It kind of was a bit of a jump.
Which, now that you bring that up, I think that's kind of the reason why I'm not the biggest fan of the artifacts thing in Metroid. Because unlike the bosses which you're likely going to come across along the way if you do the proper searching around.
Oh, we also got a boost ball.
Oh yeah, you also got the boost ball. Easily one of the biggest of speed running tools in this game. But I digress. But yeah, at least with the bosses, you usually can find them along the way if you search just well enough. But with the artifacts, I mean, it's sort of the same case, though some of them are stupidly cryptic.
Yeah, and a good handful of them require a lot of backtracking.
Do you think this game doesn't have enough bosses? I feel like it has a good number of them.
I think this game has enough bosses. In fact, honestly, if you were to cut some of the artifacts in half, some of the more less than obvious ones, then I feel like then this game would have had the appropriate pacing. Well, not to say it doesn't have appropriate pacing, because honestly, if you know what you're doing, this game can be beaten relatively quick.
There's 3 or 5. There's 3 to 5 artifacts that require I would say there's 3 to 5 artifacts that don't even require any cool, unique, platforming puzzle. You just have to backtrack. For instance, there's an artifact that is in Magmore Caverns. By the way, I'm going over here so I can get something. There's an artifact that's in Magmore. If you fall in the water, you sink like a rock.
I forget, but don't you automatically have the jump ball in the trilogy version?
Oh yes, I show that off a little bit later, but yes, it's if you flick the Wiimote at any time, you do jump.
Okay.
But I forgot about that.
I could have sworn you could also do that with the A button, or the A or B button, but
no, the A button plants a bomb.
Well, okay, then the jump. Well, whatever's the jump button.
Oh, I think that's probably it. But just know that I have that at all times, and I tried to use it. I think I showed off one time, but otherwise I try to do it legit.
That's fair, because the original Metroid Prime didn't actually have. Did any of the Metroid Prime games have it as an upgrade, or is that just something they just added on to the trilogy for the fuck of it?
Yeah, John, did Prime 2 have Jump Ball already, or did you have to find it?
I never played Prime 2, but in 3 you already had the jump ball.
Okay. So that makes a lot of sense, because with the trilogy games, they obviously were building off of Prime 3's foundation, so I guess they just kept the jump ball as well. And
Pirates.
It's pretty.
Out.
On my face.
Close for comfort, dude. Anyway,
Okay.
Not on the first date.
Anyway, as I was trying to say, I'd assume that speedrunners have found a way to manipulate or to abuse the power of the jump ball just to get faster times.
I bet people like this game a lot more for speedrunning than the original GameCube.
Well, then again, the original GameCube version,
It's a little security terminal.
the
Hello,
heck?
little buddy.
Huh?
Oh, alarm.
Oh,
boy.
nuts. Well, you know what to do, Sammy.
Yeah, welcome to the. This is actually one of the Space Pirates' main research labs.
Well, shit! If we knew there was a secret space pirate slumber party here, we would have just turned the other way and moved on.
So
No, we
charged.
we would turn the other way and brought chips.
Oh, that's right. We also got a new energy beam finally. See, they call it the wave beam, which in this game is more. They play more of an elemental kind of card, where now wave beam is an electrically charged attack that can stun enemies and power machinery.
Which makes sense. Which I'll admit does make sense in this case, because honestly, I don't know how you could do the natural plasma shot, or excuse me, wave shot in 3D when you can't even see what's on the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
Also, what was I saying? We were mentioning
That
the jump ball. We mentioned the trilogy, and I mentioned there's an artifact in this game where it's not behind any like elaborate puzzle. It's literally just in Magmor Caverns, and you're supposed to go back there with super missiles, and you're just supposed to know to scan this one thing, and it's literally in a room that you probably have passed by dozens of times, but you have to backtrack there again.
Yeah, again, it's just the artifacts are probably the worst example of the game's backtracking moments.
In some regards, you could argue that's in a way that they do feel like padding.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not so much. They're not strenuous for the most part. It's just that there's some that. Oh God, I forgot that you can do that with the wave beam.
You overcharge them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's not those. It's not those ones. It's I think it's the yellow ones that pretty much that outright glitch out your headset.
Well, that one did. Well,
no. Like they glitch it out so much that you had to press a certain button to practically reboot it.
Oh really?
Yeah. I was pretty sure it was in the original Prime.
I don't remember. I don't think that was in the original Prime. I don't remember ever having to do that. Oh goodness me! I should take away the scan.
But might have been. Okay, then if that's the case, it might have been Prime 2 then.
And just to reference really quick, Logan in an earlier part, I forgot if it was last part or in part 3, he said that in order to 100% this game, you have to scan every single thing in the entire game. So this room is a clear example of of that being kind of tedious.
Just
It
really
scan
everything.
Every
Which
little thing.
one?
Everything. It's also annoying because you have to scan every enemy, unique enemy, bosses. There are missable. It's like the Wind Waker thing, and there are things that can be missed.
And I just honestly feel bad for us in the West that actually own the original game on the GameCube, because I do remember hearing there's one enemy type that only appears once, and one after that it's pretty much gone forever. So if you forget to scan then and there, you're gonna have to restart if you want a full completion
Well,
run.
which enemy is that?
It's one of those ice bats.
Oh.
I don't.
Or just it's a bad enemy in general. I forget it's in the ice or somewhere else, but it's like a one-time thing. You miss that, you're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm trying to think because I know there's. I'm trying to think of like. I'm trying to think of like. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to think of like unique enemies. Like there's Hunter Metroids. We're gonna learn about those later. There's actually a different breed of Metroid.
Yeah. Remember, folks, this is technically this game takes place before Metroid 2, but after Metroid 1. So technically, Metroid still exists.
Yep. We don't eradicate them all yet. Which kind of makes
we haven't got our genocide mission from the Galactic Federation yet.
Which kind of makes me wonder why the heck all the other games are called Metroid if they don't exist by the third game.
Well, that's pretty. I think that I forget if it started with Super Metroid or another game, but I think they retconned it so that Metroid is more than just the name of the parasites that the Chozo made. It's also pretty much like the Chozo name for. Oh my God, that's like the second time you've had one of those close calls with these stupid space pirates.
Sorry, back. What were you saying? It's also the Chozo word for
warrior.
Huh? So we are the Metroid. Crap!
Basically.
All those fans who didn't know her name were right all along.
But and then after Metroid Fusion, we're a Metroid both figuratively and literally.
I feel like, you know what, I feel like Metroid would work better as a word for hunter than warrior.
Probably.
Because they call us the warrior a number of times. I feel like a hunter works better for what Metroid could mean. Anyway.
That's true.
It's not that hunter.
Oh God! Imagine. That'd be some shit if Greg Berger was in any of these games.
I'm trying to think who he could voice. Like, the only thing that comes to mind, as stupid as it is if he used his Ripto voice to voice Mother Brain.
Oh my God!
Is there? I know spoilers in later Prime series. We actually start to fight other like bounty hunters and things. Is there voice acting at all in any of these games?
Yes.
Prime 3 there is. I don't remember if Hunters has any.
Does Federation
Echoes?
Force?
No.
What about Echoes?
I don't know.
Isn't Echoes just Prime 2?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Prime
because
3
I
said
thought we
had
already
voice
mentioned
acting.
2.
No,
Yeah.
James jumped to Prime 3, or maybe he mentioned Prime 2 didn't have it. Anyway.
Yeah, that's all I mean, I've barely played any of Metroid Prime 2 Echo, so I wouldn't know if there is any proper voice acting in that game. I kind of doubt there is.
Either it doesn't have voice acting, or there's very, very little.
Like if I remember correctly, the only voice of reason in the entire game is whatever that weird shell-looking dude is that you meet up with early on in the game.
I think I remember in Prime 1, there was a monologue or narration done by Samus, but it ended up not being used in the final game.
Truth be told, I still feel bad for that being scrapped, because honestly, it said a pretty nice what's the word?
Plus, it pays homage to the freaking what's her first name? But Ripley from Alien.
Right.
Yeah.
With her.
Like honestly,
voice lines.
I think they might have kept that for the European and Japanese versions, but I could be wrong.
There's Planet Zibs.
Hey, Zebus.
We haven't seen that in a little while. It's inhospitable to most bioforms, but you go underneath the surface, and it was a base for space pirates. We destroyed them in the first game.
I haven't been there since my Zero mission.
Dun, dun.
What's this one? Wait, that I believe is us. That is Talon 4.
There we
so
are.
It's in the same. So we're in the same star system as Sims.
Poor thing.
Wow.
It's got a massive crack.
Yeah. You know what?
It's
It would
just-
have been
it's,
funny.
it's just a pimple.
If that's the planet that we're on, it would have been funny if, like, hovering right above the planet on there is a little marker that says "You are here."
Like that way. I don't know. That'd be
I take it you don't scan the rest of it.
Nah, because those are the only two really important ones.
If I'm not mistaken, I think in that same solar system you can also find SR-388,
Oh, nice.
aka the set piece for Metroid 2: Return of Samus / Samus Returns.
What was the planet? What was the planet in Super Metroid?
That was also Zebus.
Oh,
that was basically the return mission.
Doid. That's right, because you see the ruins of Mother. That's right. Okay. All right, let's save. So, anywho's, how you doing, Siri?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Doing
Doing
fine.
fine. Oh, goodness me, this may be one of the last. This is probably going to be among the last videos we record for the year 2018.
Wow.
Shocker.
Mm-hmm.
I
we
think
got
it
super
really kind of
missiles.
depends on. Actually, let me see how many days are left in December.
I'm gonna try to hunt for all 4 of the special thingies. I think I do my best to hunt for all 4 of them, but
super missiles.
there are 4 quote-unquote super missile power-ups for each of our beams. This is of course normal. This is of course our normal power beam power shot, which the way it works is you charge you charge up a full charge shot and then fire a missile. And
Gotcha. Ouch.
normal super missiles, like normal cost. In this game, super missiles are not their own unique item. They just take up 5 missiles.
Makes sense.
Onward.
What was that?
What?
I was saying onwards, but I was also biting my finger at the same time. So, anyway. Nervous. Oh, geez, more of these guys.
Yes, Steely, we know that's a habit he needs to kick.
Yes!
I still love how you two just went completely all over that during Captain Toad to a point where I was joking about how, like, we should probably just leave the commentary so they can be alone.
Fine. I learned the other. I almost got an infection on my finger because I tried using nail clippers, and I was like, nope, never again.
That's why you
Exactly.
don't use nail clippers on your cuticles. You use a cuticle clipper.
Why the heck would they make them separate? Oh hey, most annoying enemy in this game.
Plus,
Hello,
were the
blank
nail
space
clippers
bar.
sterilized?
Okay, well. how do
Exactly.
Oh geez, he's dead. How do you keep them sterilized?
Rubbing alcohol.
Oh,
Or
that makes it
hydrogen
hurt.
peroxide.
Anyway, as you're seeing, I'm just gonna use super missiles on those guys because they just suck, and super missiles will home in on them. Normal missiles will not home in on them.
Well, at least you got plenty of missiles to spare. It's not like you're using for much else.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna need them in the last boss for sure. So yeah, again, I'm gonna try and get
yeah.
as many of them as I can.
What's the maximum number of missiles that you can have in this game? If you get
250.
okay.
However, spoilers, I don't know that, so I'm not going to get all 250. But I'm gonna get enough.
That's fine. I mean, again, you don't really need to get everything in order to get the best ending. Well, aside from that one bit. But just for the sake of seeing, Samus without her helmet, you pretty much. I think you need like what 70% of item pickups.
I think 75,
Close enough.
maybe 85. I don't know, but yeah, you need a certain amount of. Yeah, that is something that I will definitely be okay with this game. Is that they do not attach. They don't attach. What am I trying to say? They don't attach the endings to a timer.
Yeah, not this
Wait a
time around.
minute.
What the?
Does that carry over to all the Prime games, or is it just Prime 1?
What the hell?
It's
They've
a
been
Metroid.
studying.
Damn, what are the size of those fangs?
They've been studying a Metroid. I don't know. I just like this little dramatic like zoom of Samus like, no.
Oh no! I'm suddenly getting another sense of PTSD. No, I'm kidding.
Fortunately, it's contained, so we don't have to worry about it.
Anyway, just
Although,
real quick to reiterate my question, you guys were talking about how like the whole percentage ending thing isn't tied to time in this game. Is that something that's carried over to all the Prime games or just this one?
Yeah. In a nutshell.
I think it's they just worry about exploration. Yeah, Planet SR30. Yeah, so here they mention SR338, saying how they're native to that planet.
Honestly, I think it's a safe bet for them to do that because considering the fact that
Oh crap!
wait,
It actually does. Okay.
all I did was scan the thing. Was that last week to even VR scans?
Oh yeah, fun fact: these things are energy-based parasites. So if you shoot them with the wave beam, for a while they will actually grow because they're feeding off the energy you feed it until you just overwhelm them. Oh hey buddy.
So yeah, lesson learned: don't feed them wave beams.
My pet Shelby! You killed my Shelby!
Why did you keep it in?
You killed Shelby? Oh, now you're gonna get it, boy. Get back here.
You killed Shelby.
Did you kill Shelby's owner's friend? Oh, I'm gonna give you one.
That's it. Come here, you. Ow.
Hey, did you kill Shelby's friend's uncle? I'm gonna give it to her.
We're pretty much just wiping out everyone that knows.
Pizza delivery. Ow.
I don't even know them.
We're just basically eradicating everyone that has any sort of ties to Shelby.
No witnesses.
Hey, sir, do you know what time it is? Ow.
Oh crap! There's more Metroids in these tanks. And hey.
Oh no, Shelby had children.
Oh boy. Who's the papa though?
No, we're not gonna talk about that. Oh, well, that was easy.
Bulby.
Volby.
Yeah.
No, it's Volby. That's a Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's Colby.
Bulbasaur.
That's an act.
All right, we should stop there before we run the joke to the ground.
Yeah, no,
Like we've never done that before.
We've already milked that joke dry. So, so we're going through this whole base because I need to find.
It's pretty much an empty
myself
shell at this point.
Easy does it. Okay. I wish it was a little more like fine-tuned, this movement, because you can go much faster than you think.
About as exhilarating and tantalizing to the teen here as trying to balance on those poles in Sonic Unleashed.
Or trying to balance on them tight ropes in Skyward Sword, right, Seely?
Or
we don't talk about that.
or the Star Ball thing from the first Galaxy game.
Oh yeah, they were really into that.
It was worse
like-
than Skyward Sword.
Quick reminder: the Star Ball thing was that in Galaxy 2 as well, or did it only stay in the first game?
It's in both games. In fact, I think for the Galaxy 2, that one of them's a purple coin mission.
I guess I gotta look forward to that.
Yeah.
I'm not going 100%. I'll try to do something in every galaxy, but I'm just gonna go for the end.
I feel like that purple coin mission is only in like the bonus world.
Oh, so,
I believe so.
so we're actually gonna get ourselves another upgrade. Ow!
Oof.
I hate
Yeah,
how
an
they
explosion to the
kamikaze
face.
you. The kamikaze you, it sucks. Okay. What's shooting me? Oh, turret. Okay, anything else? Okay. You! Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. Ow.
Ow!
He's like,
Sorry.
Help! And I messed up and I forgot. Oh crap! In order to get to the upgrade, I actually need to scan I have to scan a terminal on every single floor.
Oops.
right.
Well, it's a good thing.
Back up the ramps I go.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
On the second floor,
Terminal 2.
a central tank auxiliary circuit.
Now just
Apparently
gotta worry
that
about the
little-
rings.
Yeah, those rings of death are apparently on the top floor.
Do, 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 do.
The circuit connection control board.
There you have it.
There's our new set of shades.
Which are definitely gonna be helpful. Ow! Ow!
There is some fall damage if you fall pretty far, but anyway.
Seriously, especially with this suit?
These, I don't see any shock absorbent things. We just
Thermal visor
hid in-
required.
Yep. They play a lot more, especially with the whole first-person perspective thing. The Prime series plays a lot more with visors.
Just be warned to never use this. Just never use this thing in Magmore Caverns. Your eyes will bleed out.
But we're definitely going to need to show it off here because these shades work so well that the whole place has to run out of backup power.
God damn it! This thing was literally the battery.
So if I
No, the thing is, they
crap.
they didn't pay the electric bill.
Okay, random thought.
What
When I
electric
see
bill?
when I see these guys like when I see these guys like these guys like this, Hype, you know who they remind me of with their stocky frame and like bulky shoulders?
What's that?
They remind me of two things. One, they remind me of the alien ducks in PK.
Alien Ducks PK.
The Marolians? No, that was Space Channel 5.
Oh, are you talking about the Donald Duck game?
Yeah, PK.
Well, I barely
Alien
know
Ducks.
anything about PK, so I'm just going off like very loose memory.
Okay, then the other thing they remind me of the Mighty Ducks.
Ducks.
I don't know. I think it's because when I see their face without any definition, I can't see their more reptilian-looking face. They just look like a big duckbill.
Thank
But
you.
yeah, we need this right now. If I was to remove it right
Actually-
now, we'd be pitch black dark right now.
Since
Yeah, I
you're
was about to
talking
say.
about since you're talking about Mighty Ducks, I want to make sure if I'm the only person that does this. My first exposure to them was through the cartoon, and when I heard that there was a movie I wanted to check it out, and I'm like, why are they playing hockey, and why does this have anything to do with the cartoon?
Why are they playing hockey and why aren't they ducks?
Exactly.
Also, we have a
That's
little security terminal here that's
Pretty
actually
much my
visible.
sentence, exactly.
Some of our visors. Anyway, oh jeez. So the other thing that the game doesn't explicitly tell you, I think maybe they expect you to read a lot of the data logs actually, but something that the game does not explicitly tell you is that the thermovisor also allows you to find energy cores in the walls and floors to like be able to power machinery. But basically, I cut out. Literally, just imagine me backtracking through the entire complex again. That's it. No new items, no new enemies. Just getting back to the save point. That's it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's where the backtracking begins. So, in the next part, join us as we now use our thermal visor to go to a more interesting locale and to a more interesting person in the next part. Bye!
Assuming
Bye bye.
didn't know there was such a thing on this planet. Till next time, guys.